Jimmy. Jimmy.
Huh?
We gotta film Grove with Gruber.
No, man, it's too comfortable here. We'll do it tomorrow.
Jimmy, we gotta do it now.
I shouldn't make this place so cozy. Welcome to Grub with Gruber. I'm at the Domes in Jarabacoa. It's beautiful. Can I do voiceover for the rest of this, please?
Okay.
Right, I'm going back to bed.
Let's do it. Okay.
Most people will not believe you when you tell them that this is the Dominican Republic. It's a country famous for white sand beaches, turquoise waters, and palm trees, not mountaintop luxury domes overlooking lush green valleys. And today, I'm hanging with the one and only Kayla Rodriguez, known as the Adrenaline Traveler on Instagram, who shares the absolute best resorts, hidden towns, and epic experiences the DR has to offer. If you want to know about exploring the Dominican Republic beyond the beaches, this episode will be your ultimate guide.
You're from here, you're from the Dominican Republic. What are your 3 favorite destinations inside of the Dominican Republic?
Oof, I have to say Samaná.
Yeah? Anything specific in Samaná?
El Valle is one of my favorite areas in Samaná, and Las Galeras. I just like how you can have so much in one place. You can have rivers, but you have the beach, you have great accommodations, luxury accommodations, but also basic accommodations. The food is great there as well. Fried fish, it's always a great option. Second of all, I would say, this may surprise some people, but I really love Punta Cana.
Okay.
It's a place that I go often because of the accommodations, and it's no secret to anybody that Punta Cana has the best accommodations in the country, and that's something that I really enjoy. It's great accommodations, so that's probably the reason why I like that area. It's also growing a lot, and I think it has so much more to offer now than it did before to people that visit those accommodations. So people can actually go outside of the accommodations and have a lot of stuff to do outside of the resorts.
So we got Samaná, we got Punta Cana. I'm curious about number 3. I think I can guess it.
Number 3, I really, really love Puerto Plata.
I was gonna say Puerto Plata.
Yeah. I think Puerto Plata is a destination that has a little bit of everything. It has a lot of history. It has great accommodations. Hopefully, we will have even better accommodations in the near future. It has great beaches, but it also has great adventure in rivers, zip lines. So yeah, it has a lot of Instagrammable places,
Sure.
which is something that I look for. So yeah, that's my number 3.
Is that's in order? 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Samaná, Punta Cana, Puerto Plata.
For me, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the best resort you've been to in the Dominican Republic?
Hyatt.
Hyatt Ziva,
for
Hyatt Zilara?
sure, yeah.
In Punta Cana, in Cap Cana?
In Cap Cana, yeah.
Okay, why?
There is nothing right now that I have visited in this country that tops or even compares a little bit to what Hyatt Ziva and Hyatt Zilara are currently offering to their guests. Their level of service or the level of their food, what they offer as gastronomy, it's nothing comparable to the rest of the resorts that I have been. And I have been to great resorts in the country that are also great, but I think Hyatt Ziva, it's in a level, it's very high.
Yeah, no, I agree. My wife, I think I told you last night, I sent her there for a solo retreat just to get away from her kids and me to Zilara. I think that's the adults one, right?
Zilara.
Ziva's the
Correct.
family, right? It doesn't compare. Like, I'm staying there with my son for a little daddy-son date that we're doing next weekend. And same thing, like where else do you go?
Yeah.
But let me ask this, if the Hyatt Ziva and Hyatt Zilara are sold out, and you had to go to Punta Cana to stay somewhere, where would be the next place you would book?
Oh, there are many options that I will book, and that I also recommend in Punta Cana, because not everybody has the budget maybe to.
I was going to ask you that, like what's
stay.
a good budget option? But but for you, like budget aside, what would be the next 1 or 2 places that you would book if not
I would
the Hyatts?
say there's the resort called Live Aqua. It's a really good option. It's an adults only resort, but I really like that place as well.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And Secret Tides, it's a newer resort.
Ubero Alto?
Yes.
Is that where that is? Yeah.
It's a newer resort, and I really like everything about it. It's actually really good. The food, the service is awesome. The rooms are great. the distribution of the whole place, it's really awesome how they did it. So that's another hotel that I recommend a lot.
Now, if you were going budget, like, all right, I love Hyatt, that sounds great, but it's $1,000, $1,500, $1,800 a night
Yeah.
for all inclusive, which, you know, depending on the size of your family. But I can't afford that. I need something that's more budget friendly, but I still want a great experience. I want it to be clean. I want the food to be all right. What's your best 1, 2, 3 options for that?
I wouldn't use the word budget because, and honestly, if you want a good place, it probably won't be under a reasonable or a lower budget, but definitely lower prices than those ones. I would recommend Dreams Onyx. It's a great option that I love their water park. I think it's the wildest water park in Punta Cana. They have some wild
Slides,
slides.
yeah.
Dreams, there are several Dreams that I like in Punta Cana. Actually, all of the Dreams. There's Dreams Punta Cana and Dreams, I forget the name of this one.
Well, there was a Palm Beach one. There was...
Yeah, Macau.
Dreams
That's the
Macau.
one. Dreams
There you-
Macau. They
yeah.
have a great water park as well. It's a family resort. Secrets Royal, not the one in Cap Cana, but the one.
on Bávaro.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
that's a great resort as well. It's
We've
an
stayed.
adults
That's nice.
only
Yeah.
resort, so that's a good option as well. In a lower price range, I really like. There's one called Tropical Princess. I wouldn't say it's the best resort, but I really love the kids area they have. To me, it's amazing. They're very family oriented, so their rooms for family are amazing. So I also recommend that hotel for people that are looking for something, you know, more affordable. And I know it's gonna be a very good price, reasonable with
Yeah.
what they offer and what people
Value
pay.
for the price.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Is there a resort or a hotel or whatever that you have not yet stayed at that you're really excited? I know you've stayed at dozens, hundreds, however many there are, but is there a spot anywhere in the country, a hotel, a resort, not built yet, obviously? I mean, in the future, once
In
they're
the
built,
future?
you'll stay at those, but that's actively open right now that you haven't stayed at that you're excited to stay at.
Actually, the Secrets in Cap Cana, I haven't stayed in that one. I have visited that one, but I haven't actually slept in it. I would love to create some content about that resort because people actually requested a lot. Eden Rock as well in Cap Cana is one that I would love to stay in. I have as well visited but never stayed.
Yep.
And then there's one in Miches, which is Club Med.
Club Med, yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of it.
Club Med, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that's another one that I will like to stay as well.
Just kicked you. Don't say Club Med. That's what I'm kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Miches is really interesting to me. I see Miches as if somebody's looking for the next Punta Cana, not on that scale, but like, you know, a place that's going to have, you know, eventually an airport, the resorts, the amenities, the luxury amenities or whatever. I feel like Miches is the next spot.
Yeah,
Do you
I think
agree
so
or
too.
You agree? Okay.
I think so too. I think it's gonna take a lot of time,
Sure.
but I think it's the direction that I think it will go as well.
So the South, I haven't done. So I've done, we were talking about last night, I've done like Monte Cristi all the way through. Punta Rusia, Puerto Plata, Rio San Juan, Cabrera, all of Samaná. I've done, obviously, Jarabacoa, so I've done here. But I haven't done the South. Pedernales, Bahia de las Águilas, Barahona. Haven't done it. Bani, my wife lived there when she was young, but I haven't been
Asua.
there. How do I ask it? What am I missing?
Oh, you're missing a lot.
All
You're
right.
missing a lot.
If you had to choose, like, you have 1 week to live and you could only go to the north or the south, which way are you going?
I will go to the north for
You
sure.
go to the north,
Yeah.
okay.
I think the north right now it's more complete in,
Yeah.
in every sense, but it doesn't mean that the south doesn't have a lot to offer as well. There are some great beaches in the south. I wish there would be better and greater accommodations, but there are some good ones, especially in the Bahia de las Águilas area. There are some good accommodations for people to visit that area. There are some rivers, some places that are really magical in that area
Yeah.
and very unique to that particular area of the country.
There's a lot of people that might say, like with Miches, we're talking about it. it's going to grow, it's going to expand. And then you mentioned like more accommodations in the South. And that's great. There's a lot of people that would feel like, you know, are you making it too expensive? Is it overdeveloping? Is it boxing out the locals? It's not good for the locals. What say you on that?
You mean for the South area?
Anywhere. So if Miches grows, even Punta Cana as it
Yeah,
expands, like,
I
is this
think-
good or bad for locals, good or bad for the Dominican
I
Republic?
think any growth that is done within the law, it's great for the country. I think it will bring more job opportunities for people in that area. It will become more attractive for Dominicans and people that come outside of other countries to decide to go and visit those places.
Yeah.
I mean, if an area of the country has more options and more reasons so that people can decide to visit that place, it's always great. So yeah, I would think it's always beneficial for whatever area is growing to bring growth to it.
Do you interact, like, do you talk to local folks when you're in these areas that are not yet developed, like a Miches, like a Pedernales, and do they have that same sense, like, yeah, we'd love for more development, more tourism?
Yeah, actually last year, was it last year? Yeah, I think at the beginning of 2024, I went to Miches, and I actually went to this very small restaurant, it was run by a family. And I remember I talked to them and they said that they wanted more people to go to their place. It's a very humble little place where they sold fish, but it was great. It was delicious. So yeah, they were hungry for having, you know, more people visit them. So I'm really hoping that Miches not only concentrates in building more hotels, but also more attractions and support the locals to build their restaurants and grow their own little businesses so that people can actually go and visit them.
Yeah, we had the same experience in Las Carreras. My wife, I don't speak Spanish, so she does, and people were saying like, we just need more people coming here.
Yeah.
And it was for me one of those, because I'm a white American, right? I'm coming into another country, so I'm always very sensitive to, like, I can have my opinion on the way things could be, or like my ingrained capitalist mindset, like, grow and expand. But I hear the other opinion of like, well, but you make it expensive for the locals. But the conclusion I've come to is there's like two scenarios. Scenario A is the locals can have, local folks in areas like a Las Carreras or Miches can have prices remain low and everything stays as it is, but no opportunity to pay for that. So they, in some cases, starve.
Yeah.
Or
and remain stuck.
And remain stuck,
Yeah.
right. Or these businesses come in, and I understand the look like, these big conglomerate corporations coming in and, you know, but they're providing jobs.
Exactly.
Yes, prices go up, but they're providing jobs that pay at least for people to be able to have some path. And even some of those folks elevate. They become supervisors, managers, or whatever within businesses in those areas. So that's what I've learned at least.
I agree with that. Yeah, that's exactly my thought.
Right? It just seems like one of those things that I think, like, you either grow or die.
Yeah, it's an educational thing as well. I think when people don't know that can actually happen, that they can grow the same way that their area is growing, maybe because they haven't seen it, they haven't experienced it yet, but once they experience that, I think they will understand the reason and the opportunities they have.
Yeah. You, when you leave the country, because you travel more than just in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
What is your favorite destination outside of Dominican Republic?
Oof.
You can give one or two if you want.
The one destination that I always say I can repeat anytime and go several times is Mexico. I think Mexico is such a big country with so many different areas within the same country.
Sure.
So yeah, Mexico is one country.
Any area though in Mexico that you like the most?
Of course, Ciudad de Mexico it's always great, but I have also visited Oaxaca. To me, the food offered there, it's amazing. It's the best Mexican food I've eaten in Mexico, actually. And the Riviera Maya, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, it's a great idea as well.
Yeah. Do you see a difference? There's a lot of talk about Mexico, the cartels. You know, is it dangerous? Do you feel a difference when you're there versus here traveling?
Honestly, maybe in some areas like the Tulum area, you may feel a little bit of weirdness and tension in some places.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Why Tulum?
Probably because that's where most of the situations are happening.
What, like the drug stuff, the cartel
yeah.
stuff? Oh, no kidding. I don't know enough about Mexico. Yeah.
I have heard, this is not something that I have seen or I can confirm, but I have heard that some of the restaurants there are where most of these things are happening. So I have felt a little bit of tension when you visit these places, but I have never felt unsafe or like I'm in danger. I've never felt that at all.
Yeah. Is there anywhere here that makes you feel that way in Dominican Republic?
Not that I have visited yet.
Right? I'm sure there's neighborhoods you go to,
Of
there's
course.
spots you're going to go to.
Of course.
All right, so Mexico, what's another spot?
That I will, of course, the United States, there are places, cities there that I always go back. New York, Miami, have friends and family there. So it's always a pleasure to go back to those places.
Sure. But it scares you to go to the United States, doesn't it?
It scares me a little bit, and unfortunately, with time it gets even worse instead of better.
Can you clarify just?
Yeah. So if I told you yesterday that I went to college in South Carolina, this was many years ago, and I've never felt unsafe by that time. But now, because of all the things that are happening in places that you would consider safe, like a church or like school or like a mall or like a movie theater, the fact that those places are the ones that are most targeted, it is a concern because those are the places that people usually go to have a good time. Actually, when I go to a mall right now, I'm always like, in the fence looking around because you don't know.
I agree.
I mean, it's in the news every day. That's what we see, and that's what I hear family and friends that live that it's happening. So, unfortunately, when visiting the States, there is that concern that you don't know if something's gonna happen in one of those safe places that you visit.
One of my biggest moments of being call it like a recovering ignorant American, moving to another country, and I had exposure because my wife, I have exposure to the culture. I've been here before, but it was always very, what's the word I'm looking for? It was always very choreographed, like we go to a resort or her cousin picks us up and takes us to their family home in Higüey. Right, yeah, exactly. There's always an agenda. So moving here, it's like, well, now it's wide open. Like I'm driving here to Jarabacoa, with one guy, but we're just kind of rolling through the country. But one of the moments that was crazy to me, like if you're an American, you're looking at travel advisories to the Dominican Republic and the wording in those travel advisories, right? Fear robbery or being attacked. It's like, oh my God, this place, this third world country down there. And then you get here and you're like, okay, it's not so bad as long as you stay in the right spots. But we were at a birthday party for one of our kids. I don't know about but there's birthday parties every goddamn weekend.
Week, yeah.
Jesus. Or Tuesday night.
Doesn't get better with time.
Tuesday night pop-ups. Have you had that? Like it's Monday. It's like, oh, we just learned of a birthday party tomorrow night.
It's a cultural thing, apparently.
Crazy. Always. And your kids are older, so it's still the same?
Yeah. Still the same.
Well, anyway, so we're at a birthday party at like a water park or whatever in Punta Cana, and a really good friend of ours, her husband was at a real estate conference somewhere in the United States, and she was sort of like antsy, she was just sort of like, and she's checking her phone, and we're like, are you okay? She's like, my husband's in the U.S. we're like, okay.
Yeah.
She's like, she's
was
visited,
worried about him.
but she's like the border issues. He may have been closer to the south. I don't know. These mass shootings and everything, and it was like, wow, we're up in our U.S. bubble. It's the greatest country, and don't get me wrong, most opportunity, great economy, the world's superpower, of course. And I'm privileged to have a U.S. passport to be able to go wherever I want to, no doubt.
Yeah.
But we're up in this country and we're looking at like, ooh, it's unsafe down there. But it was crazy to look at, a person who's lived their whole life here, right, and has traveled to the United States, feeling that exact same anxiety about about the U.S. No, the U.S. is the greatest.
Yep. But that's exactly the feeling that we have when we visit the U.S. now.
That's crazy, right? I actually feel it going back now, and I didn't realize after I moved here how much I was aware at like street fairs, looking at roofs, watching for is there anybody up there about to take aim at my family?
Shoot anybody. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Breakfast is here.
Best mango ever.
Los tres golpes. That's what we call that. our favorite breakfast in Dominican Republic.
See all this right here?
Yeah, you're
Perfect.
gonna have all of that.
Perfect. I'll have some of that. I'll eat some. I will break it for you. What is that? Is that chinola?
De que el jugo, so
Naranja.
it's orange.
Okay. Got you.
Gracias.
All right.
That looks
Gracias.
delicious. Breakfast of champions.
So how do you do this? Do you do a little of everything in one
I try
bite?
to mix it a little bit. Not all of it in one bite, but at least not have one bite of mango without anything.
I'm gonna get the little bit of mango I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna do it on this first bite
Yeah.
with some eggs and some cheese. And then we'll see how this is.
You have bacon. Let's have a little bit of cheese. What do you think about the mango?
It's very creamy. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
it's very creamy.
I'm not used to that with mango. That's really good. All right. That's some of the best mango I've had. I'd have to go back in my memory banks to see if I could think of another one. But that's some of the best mango I've had.
I told you.
Wow. All right. Good call. Good call, but I'm going to eat some of these eggs.
Very
here.
worth it.
Yeah. It's always worth it. I love Dominican breakfast. Tres golpes.
So what's your favorite part out of this side?
No cheese.
The cheese? Yeah?
Yeah. Big fan of queso frito here.
What about salami? Do you eat a lot
do.
of salami?
I don't eat a lot, but salami's good. It's just
Yeah.
salami's like a cured meat, right? It's
Yeah.
like nitrate
exactly.
infused and all that stuff, so I try to avoid it. I love bacon, don't get me wrong, but
I
the
love
cheese.
bacon.
We stopped yesterday on the way here and got, what was it? Queso de hoja?
The hoja.
It was gone. Big box of it. It was at, what was it? Doña Pula, right? There's like a little kiosk inside of it
yeah.
in Altagracia, Villa Altagracia. So we went in, and there's like this lady in a kiosk. She's got this little like heater with bags of cheese in it. And we're like, yeah, one. And she just like whips it out, starts flipping it, and then she takes a knife through the plastic and just like slices it up,
Yeah.
pours it into a thing, put a bunch of toothpicks in it, and we were out.
Magic.
And he ate it with the galletas.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That's the way to do it.
right, but again, only meat, only cheese, only animal products. So
Yeah.
I stuck with that, but it was, God,
Yeah,
it was probably a
are-
pound
are
of it,
awesome
and it was
as
gone
well.
within 15 minutes. The two of us ate it. Super good. I don't even know what that cheese is. What is the cheese? It's not mozzarella.
No.
Is it like a cheese, or is it just like the specific?
I think it's the way it's done that is different,
Mm.
which I'm not even sure what's the way it's done. But I think the process of how they make it, it's just different. And I don't even know why they call it that. Something to look into.
It's kind of like too good to be good to be true in a way. Like this is
Yeah.
gonna kill me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're gonna find out in 3 years. Oh yeah, there's like dog feces in
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean? Like they make it
Hopefully not.
with they make it with this ingredient. You're like, oh my, highly carcinogenic, high carcinogen level, heart disease. Yeah, it'll kill you in 8 bites. But
No, I mean, we've been eating that for our whole life, so we should be fine. Hopefully.
it's not worth living if you don't eat it anyway,
Exactly.
right? I'd rather eat
Exactly.
that and live than I'm sorry, eat that and die than live without it. I love the cheese. Absolutely my favorite. The adrenaline.
Yeah. Going
So
back.
what is the most adrenaline infused trip you've taken or that you would recommend somebody take, and where is it?
Well, the most adrenalistic thing I have done is jump out of a plane in Dubai.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that was a great experience.
When was that?
That was many years ago, probably like 6 to 8 years ago. It was before COVID, that's for sure. But yeah, it was something that I really wanted to do. I've always said if I'm going to jump out of a plane, it has to be in like a very special place where the view is actually amazing. And Dubai is a great option. When I did my little research about places to jump out of a plane, Dubai was always on the top list, and it was definitely worth it. It was a great experience. It was very nerve-wracking,
Not bad.
extremely nerve-wracking. You have to sign all these documents in case something happens, but it was very worth it.
Have you done, like we're in Jarabacoa, have you done the
Parapente?
Yeah.
No, I haven't done it.
Why not?
I've had a friend, very close friend, that had a really bad experience while doing it here. And that's probably I'm not saying,
No.
everybody's going to have a bad experience or that it just happens,
scared you.
but it's something that, has remained me to do it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Are they okay?
Yeah, she's fine. She had several surgeries in her knees, but
Oh
she's
my
fine.
God.
Yeah.
That's a bad experience.
Yeah, it was a terrible experience.
My wife did it here with our, at the time,
How was her
5-year-old.
experience?
It was fine. I mean, she got a little sick from just being up there or whatever.
Yeah.
But she took our 5-year-old because he was like, I want to go. And it's funny, when she did it, she's like, I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe
Yeah.
I just brought him with me. Like,
It's crazy.
And she's like, do not post. Do not post anything. Because the guy had like a GoPro
Yeah.
taking like photos of them. And it was a really great photo from above, looking
Yeah.
down at the two of them down to the ground. She's like, do not post that. I don't want anyone thinking saying how bad a mom I am. She was so freaked out. But the guy was good. He, what I liked about him, I forget where we were, but we took this truck up to like a rickety mountain or
Yeah.
whatever. And he's like, I'm like, no, that's her thing. She can do it. No, I'm not. Thank you.
You don't
but
like
no,
the
thank you.
adrenaline part?
No, I'm more glamour.
Yeah.
I like this. I like the domes, right? Like these domes have, for those watching, they have like these luxury bathrooms. I put on a robe this morning.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm more hoity-toity, foo-foo.
You're more of if I'm going out of my house, it has to be to a comfortable place.
Yeah, my wife, she doesn't mind the idea. My wife doesn't mind the idea of camping, the idea of roughing it. She likes to go on hikes. That said, we've been driving through areas like this, and she'll be like, oh, it'd be so nice. Like, she'll see mango trees.
Yeah.
She loves mangoes. Just to get like a piece of land there and build a house. I'm like, okay, let's calm down. Because that would be fun for you for about 36
Yeah.
hours. And then, you go to Bless spa to get your hair
Yeah.
done. You're doing your eyebrows every other
Yeah,
month
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Like, let's pump the
When it
brakes on
comes
your.
to day-to-day reality, it's a different thing.
But
for
she's
sure.
more hippie than I am for sure. Like, she doesn't mind going on a hike. I'm like, a hike? Why? Like,
Yeah,
just-
let's just sit here and
right.
relax.
I'd rather
Yeah.
do this. Get me some Wi-Fi. I'm good. I'll look out the window and listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. Jumping out of planes by. How many countries have you been to? Have you kept a count?
Oof. I would say between 15 and 20.
Wow. Mostly in this hemisphere, South America,
No.
Europe.
A little bit of Asia, Europe, America for sure. But yeah, a little bit of everything.
Have you gone to Antarctica?
No.
Will you?
Yeah.
They have trips there you can take from Chile
Yeah.
across to like the
Yeah.
landing spot there.
I'm not gonna say it's on my top list, but for sure, if I have the opportunity, I will definitely go.
Where did this travel bug start? What age? What time? When did this become a thing for you?
My dad, he really loved to travel. My dad was a pastor, and he got the opportunity
In Santo Domingo,
in
yeah?
Santo Domingo.
Okay, gotcha.
He had the opportunity of visiting other countries to preach, and just on vacation in several times. And every time he came back, because he usually did this trip with my mom, and every time he came back, the way he spoke about, getting to know these new places, these new cultures, foods, it started building in me the same desire of doing that. So and then I went to college in Gruber, South Carolina, and that's when my mind kind of like opened up to other realities, other countries, because in that college I was able to meet people from all over the world. So getting to know these people and talking to them about their culture, their food, it also made me want to get to know these places on my own and like actually see it with my own eyes. And that's where it all started when I got married, which was very soon after I graduated from college. When I got married, thankfully my husband likes the same things and travel and getting to know other places. So we kind of had this purpose of traveling, getting to know one country, a new country every year, have like this really nice big trip since we got married. And that's when I started actually doing these trips. Then we had the kids, and they come with us to some of these trips, and that's how it's been increasing with the years.
Do you have this year a country planned for 2025?
Actually, we're planning our family trip for in June. It will be, hopefully, Lord willing, it will be the first time we take the kids to Europe. So we're trying to do like a little route in Spain, Italy, France, to have like a nice route for them to get to know some nice
Yeah,
cities.
kind of the middle there. That makes sense. You're when did creating content around this become a thing for you?
So it started formally probably during COVID, ironically, because we couldn't travel in COVID. So before COVID, and I should probably mention this, I always shared, you know, pictures of my trips. I had a regular office job, so it's not like I had a lot of time to create content, but I used to share my pictures, family pictures of these trips. And I was very detailed on what we did, where we stayed, what we eat, and people usually like that.
Yeah.
And they would come back with questions. So when I started seeing this interest in people, it's when I started doing, you know, this is something that people like. I should probably be more involved in the content, but I had still an office job, so I didn't have a lot of time to do that. But a little bit before COVID, I quit my office job. And
Before or after? Before
just
COVID?
a little bit before
Just
COVID,
before,
yeah.
right.
The year prior before COVID, yeah. So I started putting more attention to the content I created. And then during COVID, because people weren't allowed to leave the country, me and my family, we started doing more stuff in our country.
Yeah.
So in a very safe way, we started visiting, you know, places and doing routes, and I started sharing that in my Instagram account. And people in the Dominican Republic, because we weren't allowed yet to leave the country, they wanted to do stuff. They wanted to leave their houses. So that content was really, that's actually how I grew the most in that time, because people were trying to do the same routes, getting the kids out of the house. So those COVID times actually helped me to grow and get more serious about promoting my country, especially to Dominicans. I'm very passionate about having Dominicans love their country and getting to know their country more. I think sometimes we are more invested in getting out of the country and visiting that or other place, which is great. I do it as well. But I wish Dominicans will also have that passion and love in getting to know the wonderful and gorgeous places that we have here.
Yeah, yeah. What was there? Do you remember a moment? Was there a post or it was something that like kind of kicked it?
Yeah.
What was that? Do you remember?
There was a route that we did actually in the southern part of the island, Barahona, Pedernales, Azo, Abani. We did like a route of 5 days with my family. And that content, there was a newspaper in the country that published that, and my account just skyrocketed, yeah.
Wow.
And then after that, I did some in the north part and Samaná, kind of like the same way that I did that part, because I saw that people liked it, and it just kept on, you know, on being a hit on people. So yeah.
Are your followers mostly Dominican, or are they from other parts of the world?
Most of them are Dominicans, and then the second is the United States.
United States, yeah. What's the percentage? I'm curious. What's your percentage breakdown?
The last time I checked, it was like 60% Dominican, 30 some American, and then the rest from different.
Bunch of different places. Your content, what do you think differentiates you? You kind of talked about like giving explanations of what you did at these different spots. I feel like that's a differentiator for a travel blogger, for a travel creator. Is that how you differentiate yourself? It's not like, oh, it's beautiful, look at this, so cool, but here's how to do it.
Yeah, I want to think that when people get into my posts, they have everything they need to recreate that same route or that same trip that I did. So I put myself in the shoes of the people that are looking at the content, and I kind of answer the same questions that I would have if I saw a trip to the southern part, or if I saw a trip to Samaná or Puerto Plata or Punta Cana, or if I went to this restaurant, like what questions will people have when I post this picture or this place or this experience? So in the information that I give, I try to answer those questions and have as much as possible so that people don't even have to ask me anything. They have it all there, day by day, what we did, where we stayed, how much we spent. That's what I try to give. Whenever I can do that, that's the information that you're gonna find in my account. I don't sell anything.
Yeah.
I don't sell places or experiences. I just share that information with people so that they can do it on their own.
You, we were talking yesterday about paid creation for content, and you and I share this in that we for like restaurants, hotels, we'll pick a free night. Sure,
Yeah.
or a free meal, but to be paid for like this whole production.
Yeah.
Right, this is on me. I'm not charging this place. This place is incredible.
Yeah.
But he gave us the night to come and check it out, and obviously he'll get some marketing from this, and God, well deserved. Well deserved
Yeah, very
marketing.
well deserved.
It's insane. If you can't see this, I mean, it just
You will
blows
see
my
it.
mind. Unbelievable. I'll check out Instagram for both of us. Yeah, right. Exactly. We all want to come back to this place. What is your reason for saying, hey, you know what? I'll create the content, but I don't want to be paid by you, because I think we have the same reason. But I'm curious to hear you say it.
Because right now, in the past few years, I've been focusing more in creating content about accommodations or where people can stay when they visit places. That's kind of my main focus right now. I want to remain honest, and
Yeah.
I want to be able to really say what I think about the place. And usually if you see my content, you're gonna be like, oh, but you always say the great stuff about the place. Yes, and the reason of that is because I leave the place if there's nothing good to say about it.
I don't do that. That's interesting.
So
Yeah.
I will not create content just to be problematic. I rather just leave that place and not create the content. However, if I visit a place where most of it is good, but they have some areas where they can improve, I will let them know, and I will let my community know.
Yeah.
I wish they could improve the food, or I wish they could improve the service, or I really didn't enjoy this experience in the area of the hotel. But if the place that I visit has so much more positive, then I will stay and I will create content, and I will let people know where they need to work on to make it even better.
That's funny. Yeah. So I love the I leave the place.
Yeah.
I should do that. Well, I just pay for it.
Yeah.
So if they invited me and I tell them up front, like, if it's not an experience I want to share, then I'm going to pay for this experience, just so you know, and I'll give you feedback as to why I wouldn't share this experience. So it's funny you say that, because I get this like, oh, you're too positive about the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I have no interest in hurting anybody.
Exactly.
Right? I
Same
could have had a bad experience, or it could be a place that I don't like. I'm laughing because like Santiago is that for me. A lot of people are like, why don't you ever talk about moving to Santiago? I'm like, it's a great city.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful. It's got amazing
growing a lot.
medical facilities. The train, what's it called? The
Metro.
Thank you. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But like, you ever just go someplace and you're like,
Yeah, you don't click with it.
not for
And
me,
that's
right?
fine.
And that's fine, exactly. So it could just be that at a
Yeah.
restaurant, or the type of food they make, or whatever.
Yeah.
One exception is the one restaurant here that I did in a reel. It's like, yeah, I don't know about the food, but we'll leave that here. But I just pay for it. I'll just be like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll pay for my hotel, or I'll pay for the meal. And often I do it that way. Like, I'll go, I'll eat there just like because we're going, and I'm like, wow, this place is pretty cool. I want to help. So I just make a reel,
Yep,
and then
same.
honestly, the next time I come, if they saw it, they're like, oh, please, it's on us or whatever.
Same with me. I mean, I still visit hotels or restaurants where I just go because I want to go. I want to have the experience. And if I think it's a great experience or accommodation, I will share it with my community. I really don't care. I think sometimes you just have to invest in your project, and so that it can keep growing, and that's another way to help people as well.
Yeah, I love how you call it community. I feel the same. We
Yeah.
talked about this last night about the answering DMs. Like, I really work to answer every
Yeah,
DM.
me
Somehow
too.
I miss some. Like, I see when somebody DMs me a second time, I'll see the one before, and I won't answer some of the ones that are just like abusive, or
Yeah.
just like, I don't want to get into this
Yeah.
with this person. I'll let that go. But you're the same, yeah? You answer everything. What is
Yep.
it? So how do you see this from a business standpoint for you? Can you explain your mindset around content?
I hate the word followers. It almost sounds like a religious sect, and I hate even more the word fan. I I don't like it. But the word community, to me, it's more like a big family where we can, I mean, I have learned a lot, and I have gotten to know places from my community as well.
Yeah.
So it's like a give and take. I like the feeling of having a huge family. Of course, I don't know everybody in this huge family, but I want them to see me as someone that they can come and they can relate and they can come and ask questions. Of course, sometimes it gets a little overwhelming when the questions are already answered in this post that we take the time and the love to create. But yeah, I try to keep in my mind, you know, this is a community that has helped me grow.
Yeah.
So the least that I can do is give them back as much as I can.
No, I agree. I love that. I do it with YouTube too. I try to answer, and sometimes when some videos get, it's like I can't keep up anymore.
They are the reason why we are
Yes.
in the position that we are. So to me, it's an honor to try to help as much as I can.
Yep, 100%. And you're right. It can be. It's funny. It depends on the volume of DMs that I have in that moment as to how like annoyed I'll be with the question being asked that was answered in the post.
Yeah.
Like if it's like whatever, there's a couple here,
Yeah.
like I'll answer. You know, like oh, it was in the post, but blah 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 blah.
Yeah, same here.
But if it's a whole bunch, I'm just like it's in the post, in the post.
Yeah, same here. Sometimes people, the first thing that people ask is the price.
Yeah.
Then the price per night of this hotel, and that's the one thing that I always include in the caption. So I always say it's answered in the caption. It's answered in the caption. But yeah, it gets a little overwhelming. But I try to remember, you know, that these are the people that have gotten me here. So.
Yeah. When you create content, I've noticed when I watch, and you're exclusively Instagram. I told you last night, it's hard to study you because it's one account, one
Yeah.
It's big. You have TikTok, but like, you know, they're similar, but I
Yeah.
couldn't find like Facebook, or I couldn't find like something online to get to know you more before we did this. So I'm glad we got to eat dinner last night. But you said like you're less inclined to have a lot of you in the video.
Yes.
Why is that?
It actually started because I've always wanted the place or the experience to have the protagonism of what I am creating, of the content that I'm creating. I do not want the people to have the feeling that I am selling myself or my body, and I know that may sound strange, but that unfortunately that's what happens sometimes in this platform. So I always want the experience, the place, whatever I am living to be the number one thing that shows up in that particular content.
Yeah.
Of course, I know that people connect more with people.
Yeah.
So if they see someone talking in front of the camera, that's probably going to attract more people. But then after that, it became a thing of, oh, I just don't want to be in front of the camera. It freaks me out. Like right now, I'm freaking out a little bit.
I know.
With
I'm
all
going
of
to ask
this
you, yeah.
cameras right here. But it is something that I'm trying to work on. It is something that I'm trying to force myself to do because, I know that people connect more with a face than with a sound.
Yeah.
And it's funny because right now, when I go to a place and people hear my voice, that's actually how they know that I am the adrenaline traveler. And they will actually come to me and be like,
I know that
are
voice.
you the adrenaline traveler? And they will say, I recognize you because of your voice. So that makes me feel good that they, connect with my voice. But at the same time, it lets me know that people maybe want to see more of the face that is behind the adrenaline traveler.
Well, one thing that I have happen all the time too is being objectified for my body on Instagram.
Yeah. Tell me more.
All the time. It's ridiculous. No. All right. No is the answer. Taken. You can't have this. I know the feeling. I know the feeling, that objectification.
Yeah.
We're going to interrupt this discussion for just a minute because I want to show you this incredible place we're at here in Jarabacoa. It's called the Domes of Jarabacoa, and it is run by a really incredible guy that I got to meet and get a really great story from, and I'm going to introduce you to him right now. His name is Johan Gonzalez, and he's right here, man. Good to meet you. Good to see you.
Me too.
Thanks for having me up here.
Sure.
So the Domes, when did you open the Domes?
Like 2 years ago?
2 years.
Yes.
And what were you doing before that? Is this what you do full time now?
No, but now I'm made like a full time.
Yeah.
But I've been a lawyer like for 24 years
24 years in Santo Domingo.
in Santo Domingo.
And you've quit that job.
I quit it. Yeah.
Why the Domes? What made you want to make this incredible experience for people?
We start with my family, make it tent, like camping.
Yeah, camping. Yeah.
And after a few 2 or 3 years, we decide that that's the better place in Dominican Republic. My family love Jarabacoa.
Yeah.
That's why I made the Doms Jarabacoa, and it's not an Airbnb, it's not a hotel. It's something special for us.
Yeah.
It's something different.
And you built all of these domes yourself.
Yeah.
And they're made out of metal.
Yeah.
Framing. And then we'll run some videos so people can see this. But like inside is like full luxury.
Yeah.
What was that intentional? You wanted this to be
Yeah.
more than just camping?
I bought those domes in Mexico,
Yeah.
but they don't have a person to assemble here. So a friend of mine and I, we prepare all the domes. So,
Yeah.
and the people love the nature,
Yeah.
but don't want the it will make it comfortable.
Yeah.
That's why we put air conditioning, jacuzzi, television, everything inside of the dome.
This land, did you have this land? Did you buy this land? How did you come into this land with this view? Jarabacoa.
My dad bought this land like 25 years ago,
Wow.
but his best friend died, and that's why he don't came here.
Yeah. I got you. That's why he never came
It
here.
is, exactly.
Right? Exactly. Okay. So you decided you're going to build, you have 6 domes.
6 domes.
And is the plan to expand?
Yeah, I started yesterday to make the 6 more domes.
6 more domes?
Yes.
Wow. These domes, how many people can fit?
Those one has for family. They
Family.
have a private bed, and they have a mezzanine with another bed and a sofa cama.
Sofa. Okay.
sofa.
Yeah. Come on.
For 2 or 6 person, and those one have for couple.
These are for couples. And then I was staying in the twins over there. You want to grab that? You can. Twins over there, right? Those are like 2 1-bedroom domes. It was like a bed, had a bathroom, air conditioning, the whole 9. Perfect for a couple,
Yeah.
Or maybe 2 couples, or brother and a sister that don't want to sleep in the same dome. Parents can go to one of these, kids can go to that one, or they can all stay in the family one. So you're going to build and expand. Is there any other big plans that you have for the land? Anything that you're looking to do?
I just bought the land next to me,
Yeah.
but I want to make another kind of hotel. So it's like I told you, I really love Jarabacoa.
Yeah.
I want to retire here, so
Yeah.
with my family.
Yeah. How do people learn more about the domes? Is it Instagram? Is there a website? Where should
We
people
have
go?
a website, thedomsjarabacoa.com,
Yeah.
and the Instagram is the same.
The Domes Jarabacoa. It's been an amazing experience,
Thank
honestly.
you.
Like the service, the comfort. I slept great, so thank you for that. I mean, you can't go wrong. So I appreciate you.
It's like you said, many persons come to the Dominican Republic and always think that it's just beaches
Yeah.
or Punta Cana,
Yeah.
but we have everything here.
Yeah.
The people is very good, kindness, and really, and that's why I want to retire here.
I love it. DR has it all, as
Yeah,
they say.
yeah,
So
sure.
thank you, Jan. Appreciate you. Nice to get out of that sun.
Yes,
Like
it
it
was
inside.
getting a little warmer.
Air conditioning, I like it.
Yeah.
Well, scene change because the morning nice and cool here in Jarabacoa turned into Dominican sun and it cooked our cameras. So we had to move inside and we'll continue with our discussion. Let's talk about luxury, or not luxury, service level.
Service.
Level. So last night you were talking about the idea that this acceptance of poor service or subpar service is not necessary. In fact, I kind of feel like you're almost on a movement to change that, right? So it's like people come here, and I've even said it, oh, they're a little slower at the resort, like chill out, it's
Yeah.
island time, yada, yada, yada. It's don't overthink it. It's not
Yeah.
it's not the United States. You have to accept a different level of service. But you think the opposite.
Yeah.
Why? What proof do you have to the contrary?
Because I used to have that thought. It's not that I was comfortable with that thought, but I would be like, oof, okay, let's just let it slide, But I believe that because I have seen it in this country, that Dominican people are capable of providing a greater service than we are providing right now. And I have proof of that. And the proof of that is my favorite resort in the Dominican Republic, which, as I mentioned earlier, is the Hyatt. the level of service that this resort offers, it's amazing. It's something that I have not seen even outside of the country, in other resorts outside of the country. And it is amazing what they have been able to do with their people, and how you can see that their people are content with providing that service to their guests. So the fact that they have been able to do it lets me know that it is possible to do it and to replicate that. It is hard.
Mm-hmm. It
is a change of mentality. It is a change of leadership, and it is a change of how they do things. But I believe that if it can't be done there, I believe that it can be done any other place.
What are they doing? Are they paying more? Is it a cultural thing? Like, what have you observed that they do there?
I am sure they're paying really good to their employees, but I also think that the leadership, the people that run that resort have a very different mindset on how they lead their teams. There's a lot of delegation, but there's also a lot of, it's very different. I cannot pinpoint exactly what it is that it's done, but I know that the employees have the capacity to believe in themselves and know that they can do what they're asked to do.
Yeah.
Without having a lot of supervision. It's like they feel like they're ownerships as well of the resort, and that they really relate with the guests. I really wish they could do a little school to teach other people to replicate that type of service.
All right, let me decomp this a bit, because I have a story that I think relates to this for you, what you're talking about. So what you're saying are phrases like the Hyatt demonstrates like servant leadership. Like, yes, they're in charge, whoever the bosses are, but the idea is, no, I'm here to make sure that you employees have everything you need to serve the guest. I'm here to serve you in that capacity. That's one. And two is the concept of empowerment, right?
Yep.
Like, I think a lot of bosses here feel as though, well, if I give them the information, then I'm not relevant anymore. So I'm just going to tell them what to do and not tell them why they're doing it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Can I tell you a quick story?
Of course.
This is with one of my favorite organizations in all of the country, and it pissed me off. It's Grupo Punta Cana. No, Grupo Punta Cana, right?
Yeah, of course.
Incredible organization, well organized. I live in Grupo Punta Cana, like literally. My neighborhood is owned by them, and I will endorse them every day. However, we have this white like key card to go in and out of security.
Yep.
You know, like scan card or whatever. It's like on the dashboard. So in July of this past year, 2024, we moved from one house to the other, and the way it works there is the owner has to go with you to get the card. So she gets the card, we get it, we pay $80 US to Grupo Punta Cana. Paid them with a credit card. Got the card. That was in July. In August, we went to the US for a month. Came back in September, and the card's not working, right? So I go, like we changed the battery, like we turned the battery around, not working. So I go to the Grupo Punta Cana office, and I say, hey, this isn't working. And they're like, okay, this is the first thing that annoyed me. You need to go across to maintenance and let them verify it's not working. And in my mind, I'm thinking, like, this is a neighborhood of $700,000 homes. In what way do you think I have the time, energy, or inclination to trick you on getting a new card?
Exactly.
Like, it's not working. Change the damn card. All right, so whatever. But okay, I'll play. I go over, I give them the card. We'll call you in an hour after we verified that it's not working. I'm like, you mother effers, right? So I'm like, okay, all right. Accepting subpar service, right? Like, yeah, it is what it is. They call me, it's not working. I'm like, oh, no shit, it's not working. I didn't know it wasn't working, but now I know it's not working. I have to go back, I have to go get it from them. They don't even bring it back over. I have to go get it from them and walk across the plaza to bring it over to now the office. The lady in the office sitting there, she's doing all this stuff and she's getting ready to hand me the card. I kid you not, she's got the card. I'm gonna use the Domes coaster. She has the card like here and she goes, oh wait. And she's looking at something and she goes, I can't give you this. I'm like, why? She said, because our policy changed in September that only owners can have these cards and not renters. I'm like, okay. Then I got it before the policy changed and it broke, so aren't I kind of grandfathered?
Yeah.
No, and like attitude, not like, no, sir, I'm sorry. And I was just like, no. Like, okay, well then give me my money back. no, you have to get that from the owner of the house. I'm like, "Wait, but I paid you." Yeah, but the owner needs to pay you back. And I have my phone.
Yeah.
I go like this to her. I'm like, okay, I want to just, let's say I came into you and bought this phone. You're Claro. And I went in and I said, thank you, Claro, for the phone. Here's the money to you. And then I go home, the phone's not working. I come back and I say, the phone's not working. And you say, yeah, nothing we can do about it. And I say, great, give me my money back, Claro. And Claro says, go to Wendy's. They have your money. Like, that's what you sound like right now to
Exactly.
me. Why
Yeah.
would I go to the owner? She's in Spain
Yep.
for a card
Yep.
that I bought from you.
And you're the one that is using the card.
Oh,
So,
I was
yeah.
so pissed. So I'm like, who's your boss? Oh, he's not here. When is he here? Monday. It was on a Saturday. I'm like, great, I'll be here 9 a.m. Monday. Yeah, he'll be here. Great. It's just attitude, like
Yeah.
her whole thing, her whole aura. The thing is, like, there could have been an explanation. She could have had a reason, but the bosses keep that information. So what do? I email the marketing department and like, oh yeah, of course, you're grandfathered.
Yeah.
No problem, go get your card. I took a lot of joy in that. I went back to that office.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
She was there. I marched. I'm like, my card, please. And she was,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I was
yeah,
out of there. But like that's my
That's
story.
a great example, yeah.
Right? It's just like, I believe that there was I don't blame her. I mean, but if the leadership said, okay, let's empower these folks.
Exactly.
And let's let them make some decisions. Like, this doesn't make sense.
Help them make decisions on their own.
Correct.
Where it's needed, because of course sometimes you need to like go and approve some things. But there are some situations where you could have the power to decide what is best in this situation and how can I resolve this without inconveniencing
Right.
anybody else.
This is a customer and a resident that paid 2 months ago for a card that we verified is not working.
Yeah.
And our policy changed, but he was already there. I'm going to make the call here.
Exactly.
Right? We
Yeah.
did it before. You know what I mean? Like, even somebody at that level can make that call.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If they're empowered. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're making $500 a month or whatever.
I
If they're
agree.
empowered, they can do that. So
I
I
agree.
love this. So training, but are you seeing it is like the Hyatt, like a unicorn in the Dominican Republic around level of service?
I believe so.
They are.
They are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does
I am, and with this, I want to be very clear. I am not saying the Hyatt is the only place where you're going to get a good service.
No.
But it is, to
They're
me,
the exemplar.
only place
Yeah.
where you will get a good service 100% of the time.
Got you.
It's where you will get a good service in every visit that you make. It's where you will get the best service, no matter who takes care of you.
Yeah.
And then I have confirmed this with my many visits, but I have also heard it from other people that have visited the resort. I have never heard anything negative regarding the service of that place.
Where would somebody hear this from you other than right now?
Hear it?
Yeah. When have you said this before publicly other than right now?
I have definitely spoken about this with my friends. Publicly, I don't think anywhere else.
I only say that because, like, I do believe that what we do can make a change.
Uh-huh.
You have a very big following, so I hope this video gets as many views as it possibly can. And I feel like if this is something that resonates, and it will,
Yeah.
a lot.
Hopefully.
My audience is Dominican American, right? They're English speaking,
Yep.
and one of their big complaints is like, that, like,
Yep.
I'm an American, I'm a Dominican, I kind of get it, but I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like the service, like it should be better. Why are they always trying to get one on you? Like that's the thing.
Yep.
But to me, a hotel manager or somebody in the industry, and you're watching this video, you can
Yep.
clip this and send it and hear
Yeah.
2 people that go around and travel saying,
Yeah.
especially you, because you are Dominican, you live here, you've seen it. How nice would it be for any hotel to hear
Yep.
somebody like you talking about them like you do about the Hyatt?
And the excuse sometimes, and I want to add this, because the excuse sometimes from some of the leadership in this other accommodations is, oh, well, Americans like it. Americans like how casual Dominicans are and how informal they are. It is true, I have seen it with my own eyes.
But
they like the,
island,
the island vibe, the flirtatious vibe of some of these employees.
Ah, sure.
Some of Americans come for that,
yeah,
so
yeah, that's
that it
true.
is true.
That's fair. Yeah.
But I would like to think that is not the norm or the standard that we can offer to people that come from other countries.
Yeah.
Like I don't want Dominican Republic to be recognized in other countries because of how flirtatious our employees are, I will hope that they are recognized mostly because of the great level of service that they can give, no matter how their personal is going back at home. I want them to be recognized because they're always willing to provide a great service. And I'm not saying Dominican employees are not funny or very friendly. They are.
Sure.
But that and the service, the level of service, are two different things.
Yeah.
You can be friendly, you can be playful with the guests, but that has to be the same thing with the service that you provide. You always have to provide a great service no matter what.
Yeah, I agree.
No matter what.
I
That
agree.
should be what I hope that our country is known for.
It's, to me, the manager, the hotel manager that says, oh, but the Americans like that.
Yep.
It's like, this is my take. I don't believe that Americans are making the decision, most. The passport bros or whatever, sure, right? Some people are coming here for they go to Colombia for that. And honestly, you talk about crime, like that's where most of the crime is on Americans, is when they come down here and do stupid shit like that, right? But anyway, the point is, I think most people that travel here, I doubt many of them are at home going, where should we go, Jamaica or Dominican? The Dominicans are flirtier. Let's go there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like maybe they like it, but it's not a reason to reduce your level of service, right? Because
exactly.
you're not going to attract more people because of flirting, but you are going to attract a lot of people because of service.
100%.
Right?
Or at least we hope so.
No, it's the truth. And like you said it earlier, I think a lot of people are a little shell-shocked by pricing here. When I got married 15 years ago, we did it at the Majestic Elegance.
Yep, I've been there.
So from the flight, we were here 10 days. We flew down, we got on a Tuesday, we got married on Thursday, and our friends and family stayed till like Saturday. And then we had another 7 days just as a honeymoon, right? So the flight, the 10-day stay, the wedding, renting a bar, the rehearsal dinner, the wedding dinner, the DJ, the photographer, the videographer, her dress, $7,000.
Wow.
That's not today.
No.
But people remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
People remember that. So like you said, when you talk about budget, I like how you reframed that. How you kind of like, well, budget less expensive is this.
Expensive, yeah.
But it's still more than maybe people are used to paying for a trip to the Dominican Republic.
More reasonable, yeah.
Right. So my point is, it's this country is starting to get to a place where it is tailoring to a more luxury traveler. And I see it even in Punta Cana off resort.
For
like
sure,
more Americans and Canadians are wanting to go golfing or wanting to go to like Ojos Indígenas. They want
dining experiences outside of their resorts. Yeah.
Right, because they're sick of resort food.
Yeah.
I hate resort food, other than the Hyatt. You know what I mean? So I feel like, to your point, like if a manager, a hotel owner, hotel manager is saying, oh, the flirty, it's like, dude, you're in 2010 when I got married, right? That's that. Today it's playful, fun. Yeah, people want energy on their vacation, and if you got a great entertainment staff that's there to do that, amazing. But luxury or service and all of that, I think, are more the words people need to lean into here, right?
I hope so, yeah.
It's your whole brand. We're at the Domes in Jarabacoa.
We're at the Domes Jarabacoa.
This is insane. This place is insane. And Johan is an incredible host.
Yeah.
I love his story. We featured it as part of this. First off, you said it. I want you to add the same value. Like, what's a room go for? Well, give me some of the specifics about this place, if you don't mind. Whatever you can share, and then we're going to get into more about.
The Domes Jarabacoa. It's kind of like the Hyatt of Jarabacoa.
Yeah.
It's definitely a very different type of accommodation. It's a mountain accommodation. I'm sure you're going to show your people a little bit more about this place, but it's definitely my favorite place in the mountains of the Dominican Republic. It's my favorite accommodation because it has the capacity of mixing luxury with a great accommodation in the mountains. So you can actually enjoy being in the nature, but you have the luxury as well. The service here, it's awesome as well. You met Sobeida, who is the cook. She's a great cook. And all of the employees are very, John has been able to kind of lead them into have the same thought on how to treat the guests that come here. So this is another place that I can say they're working really good on providing a great service, a great level, constant of service to their guests. rates go from 240 to 400 something per night for 2 people, including breakfast. It depends on the type of dome that people can choose. They're family friendly, and actually my favorite domes are the family ones because they have that second level for the kids, which is a very different type of accommodation for a country. So yeah, this is one of my favorite.
It's become my favorite in
Yeah.
Jarabacoa in the mountains, and one of my favorites in the country.
Yeah.
When I was on the way here, I got this WhatsApp from the domes, Jarabacoa, like really
Yeah.
professional, and the whole WhatsApp was like everything you need. Here's the location. Here's a video showing you how to
Yep.
get here, right? Which I didn't watch, and then I called you and
Yeah.
said, "Where am I?" So there you go. I'm one of those guys, right?
That's
Like
something that we want our community to work on. It's reading.
it's right there. Here's the video, and I'm like, "Oh wait, do I go right or left? Kayla, do I go right or left?" Yeah, go left. But yeah. So the video, there was even a weather underground. Hey, here's
Yeah.
what the weather's happening here. There were the codes for the doors and everything. But you know what actually impressed me more than anything? Not more than anything. One of the most impressive things, first of all, the bathrooms are beautiful.
Yeah,
I turned the water on and hot.
hot water.
Hot, not
hot
like
water in the mountains.
not warm,
Yeah.
like hot. I took a long shower.
Yeah.
I was just because it was cool. Like it
Yeah.
gets cold here at night, so I took a nice warm, long shower, and I was like, oh my god, it's not stopping. I hope I'm
Yeah.
not using up Sal's hot water. Did you have hot water? Good. So I hope I'm not using up other people's hot water. But the water was piping hot.
Yeah.
I'm not used to that.
Yep.
Even at my house in Punta Cana Village, it takes a minute. It gets hot, but it takes a minute to get hot.
Yep.
You know, so. That was cool, and then come out, put on a robe. It just was, it's
Yeah,
me.
it's a
I'm
great
fancy.
place to come, you know, with your couple or with your family. I really love this place.
And where should people learn more about you? Reach out, do whatever. How do they learn about
Well, mostly my Instagram account. I'm also doing a little bit of TikTok, and I have opened my YouTube channel. It's just not.
you? It's all shorts.
It's not happening a lot there.
Yeah.
But they will have my same handle, the Adrenaline Traveler.
Beautiful. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate it.